Hello, this is Nicholas Biondo from my L16journey.com, and I made a previous post where I'm trying to get a portable charging ability for my L16 while shooting an event. I'm still doing the test as far as in-camera processing while charging, and as I'm doing the test, I figure I'd just show you briefly how I have my battery pack attached to my L16. Being an event photographer, I decided that the best way to have the battery pack connected to my L16 is as a singular unit, unless I'm using a tripod. So this brief slideshow will show you how I adapted the Anchor battery pack to my L16 using my tripod quick release plate, which I can either use on a tripod or use as I'm going to show you. So here's the picture of the portable battery pack underneath my L16, and this is the view that the subject would see, so it's not too intimidating. Those bolts I will paint black and make it less evident. So this is how it would look having the L16 in front of you. So it's really not too distracting once I get those bolts black. And holding the L16 while charging will look like this. Now all these wires you see will be eliminated once I get the bent Type C USB plugs, so I can shorten everything where you won't see the cables. Actually, they'll just wrap around the battery. But it is a bit heavy, the Anchor battery. When it's connected to the L16 in this manner, it's pretty well balanced and doesn't impede your shooting that you're accustomed to. And here's all the parts that are involved. It's very simple. In the center we have the Anchor battery. That's the 150 model, recommended by Light.co. In addition to that, we have the L16 itself, along with my cuff there. In addition to that, at the left, we have an elastic band, which actually is going to hold the battery in place. Then we have 2 1/4-inch bolts and 2 wing nuts. And the shorter cable is a cable I'm using from my 3.0 external drive to the Type C connection of the L16, and the other cable is simply USB cable, which I insert into the Anchor, and I insert this into the adapter, and that gives us the Type C connection. All this costs maybe about $10 to $20 between the cables. And of course the battery, you have to pay for it, and the charger for the battery. It doesn't come with it. But these are the parts that I made to make my portable battery pack for my L16. Here's the elastic band. Here's the wing nuts, the battery, the cable, and my L16. So basically I turn to the quick release plate, which I always have attached to my L16. And as you can see here, I drilled 2 1/4-inch holes straight through the base of the quick release plate. Now the plastic of this plate is very, very strong. So this does not weaken the structure of the quick release plate in any manner, as far as my using it is concerned for a camera. So I have these two going from the front of the L16 to the rear through the quick release plate. And with my L16 upside down, you'll see how I put the bolts through the quick release plate. They're not tightened, they're just sitting there loosely in this fashion. And the elastic band will be used to hold the battery underneath this quick release plate. And here's the rear of the L16 with the bolt sticking out. And here's the battery and the elastic band with a knot tied in the middle just to shorten the elastic band so it's tight. And here's the elastic band wrapped around the battery. Now the top part where it says anchor is actually going to be the front part of the L16 once it's in place. And as you can see, here's the L16. That's the front of the L16. And this is the battery wrapped with the elastic band. And you have the two bolts you can see sticking out. Now the next step is to extend those bolts a bit and wrap it with the elastic band toward the front of the battery. Right here, this one here will go on these bolts. So as you can see, here's the front of the L16. Here's the anchor battery with the elastic band around the front two bolts that are going through the quick release plate. And if you turn it to the back of the L16, you'll see that same elastic band we saw on the battery is pulled over these two bolts, and that holds the battery in place very tightly. And you're set to go. Again, this is the appearance from the front of the camera to your subject, and we'll paint these bolts here so they're not shiny. Paint them black. Now the wiring for all this is quite simple. I don't have my bent Type-C connectors yet, which I'm ordering one. And you can see the Type-C going in the bottom of the L16. So I want to get one where it bends toward the back a bit, and the other USB connection on the back of the battery. I want to get a very short cable or shorten the cables myself, so you won't have any extraneous wires looking around, but this is just a prototype. Right? And handheld in the air, this is what it looks like. And it's quite comfortable, and you can shoot rather easily with it. And I hope you enjoyed seeing how I attach my anchor battery to my L16. And the test as far as in-camera processing while charging is still going on. And I hope you found this informative, and good shooting to you.